Hey everybody, it's Mike Frieder here with On-Call Compliance Solutions, and I'm back with another compliance tip of the week. Today we're talking about CMMC control AC.L2-3.1.3. Control the flow of CUI in accordance with approved authorizations. So hey, if you're a defense contractor who's feeling overwhelmed, tired, and alone, trying to understand all of this DFARS, NIST SP 800-171, and CMMC compliance stuff, I've got great news for you. You found your home here at On-Call Compliance Solutions, where we can help you transform into your company's on-call compliance hero. Let's jump into it. All right, folks, today we're tackling one of the more misunderstood yet crucial CMMC controls, AC.L2-3.1.3. Controlling the flow of CUI. And if you think that just slapping a password on your computer and calling it a day is enough, you're in for a wild ride. This control is all about making sure the controlled unclassified information doesn't leak out of your systems like a sieve or a leaky toilet. Because nobody likes a leaky toilet. Things get messy quick. All right, what does this control actually mean? CMMC control AC.L2-3.1.3 requires that organizations restrict how CUI moves within and outside of their environment based on approved authorizations. Wait, you're telling me that I've got to actually approve where it's okay to have CUI? You got it, baby. Now we're getting it. So in simpler terms, you need to put guardrails on where CUI goes and who can send it where. Let's break this down into assessment objectives because that's what the assessor is going to do. And let's roll. Assessment objectives and how to solve them. 1. Identify and document the approved flow of CUI. Documentation is definitely required here. Creating a CUI flow diagram. A simple document showing where CUI is stored, processed, and transmitted. Yes, you might have to make a flow chart. You might have to make a bubble diagram. You might just simply have to list out what it is, but it's supposed to be in a diagram called a CUI flow diagram. List the approved methods for sending and receiving CUI, i.e. encrypted email, secure file transfer, maybe you're using SharePoint GCC High. It doesn't really matter what it is. Maybe you're using, your Prime's secure file portal. If we're getting or transferring CUI or CUI is flowing from it or to us through it or back out, we've got to document that. Include this information in your system security plan. Now let's talk about the technical implementation. Oh, and by the way, when I'm doing a CUI flow diagram, I like to personally couple it with a CUI flow control policy, and I also like to give a little bit of a CUI flow diagram notes. That way it's really clearly defined who should be able to access it, where it's going, what systems it's okay in. I really like to give a lot of detail here because it makes the assessor's job much easier, and then they don't have questions. And when assessors don't have questions, life is good. All right, let's talk about technical implementation. Restrict emailing CUI unless using a DoD-approved encrypted service like Office 365 GCC High and their encryption features. I like to implement data loss prevention or DLP tools to block unauthorized transfers. DLP is an amazing tool that can really save your buns when some end user decides it's a good time to just throw out some PDF diagram full of ITAR restricted information. Yuck. Monitor file sharing permissions to prevent accidental exposure. Oh yeah, that's right. We need to make sure that we don't just have anyone permissions all over our file shares. Everyone is not a person that should have access to folders containing CUI. Pro tip, if you can't describe how CUI moves in your company, neither can your employees or the auditor. Yikes! So, again, you want to make sure that your employees are actually trained in this awesome written policy that you're going to create. Next, enforce restrictions on unauthorized CUI transfers. Documentation is required. You're going to need a written CUI handling procedure for employees. Employee training logs showing they were trained on proper CUI handling. Policies defining what tools can and cannot be used for CUI transfer. In other words, don't go using a regular Dropbox account because, let's be honest, Dropbox has international staff, they have international data storage, definitely not good for defense information. So again, you have to define what programs are okay to use this in. Next, technical implementation. Configure firewall rules to block unauthorized outbound data transfers. That's right, we can't just have these any rules in our firewall. Believe me, if you do have those, you're in trouble. So let's get to work on that. Disable USB ports for unauthorized users or unauthorized use. Do you really need your USB ports to allow for mass storage devices when they're handling defense information? We really got to think about that one pretty hard. Use role-based access control, RBAC, to limit who can handle CUI. Again, these are key controls to making sure that the wrong people don't get this information. Here's a real-world example. Imagine someone trying to upload sensitive DoD contract files to their personal Google Drive. A properly configured system should block that action and log it as an attempted policy violation. That's right, it's not good enough to just block it. you got to have something that tells you that it happened, right? That's where our SIEM system comes in, and believe me, we're going to talk about that in later controls. So again, that's how it should work. Next, monitor and audit CUI transfers. Documentation required. Maintain audit logs and track when and where CUI is moved. Define who reviews these logs and how often. Oh boy, have an incident response plan in case of an unauthorized transfer. Accidents happen, mistakes happen, and honestly, dumb employees happen. So we have to have an incident response plan. As my good friends in the Marines say, the worst time to make up a plan about what to do about getting shot at is when the bullets are flying overhead. You need a plan. Now let's talk about technical implementation. Enable logging and monitoring on file access and transfers. Set up alerts for unauthorized sharing attempts and conduct regular audits of CUI storage locations to make sure they're still safe. Now, here's a common mistake alert: not checking logs. If an assessor asks, how do you know if someone transferred CUI improperly? And your answer is we don't really check. You're probably failing that assessment. You're pretty much definitely failing the assessment. So again, you need a written policy and you need to actually demonstrate that somebody's checking on those logs. Pass your assessment like a pro. To pass CMMC control AC.L2-3.1.3, you need a clear documented plan showing where CUI flows. You need technical controls like DLP firewalls and encryption to enforce restrictions. You need regular audits and logs to monitor CUI movement, and employee training to ensure they don't accidentally send CUI to the wrong place because, employees. If any of these pieces are missing, your CMMC Level 2 assessment is going to be a rough one. So hey, at On Call, we take defense contractors who've had this DFARS, NIST, CMMC, ITAR, and EAR information security compliance stuff dropped in their laps like a seagull on a sunny day. And we teach you how to level up and be a proper on-call compliance hero for your company, eliminating gaps, gray areas, and getting this solved, all while showing you how to leverage compliance as your secret weapon to land more defense work with higher profit margins. Now that's what becoming an on-call compliance hero can do for you. If you're looking for more help getting compliant, our compliance experts are always on call for you. Visit cmmccompliancesecrets.com or check out the description below for links to get help right now. If you love the content we're putting out here for you, help us out with a big thumbs up on that like button, or even better, smash the subscribe button to get the latest compliance content as soon as our compliance learns roll it out. You guys, seeing a new subscriber is like cuddling with a newborn puppy. It's like the best thing ever. And we love to cuddle. Until the next compliance tip, my friends, stay safe and secure out there, and hit us in the comments below to let us know what you'd like to know more about when it comes to information security and compliance. I'll see you on the next one.